What we need is Scheherazade in the morning to read our stories. The night three. We have a lot of mornings, right? 3:49. It should be in sync with the number of the day of the year, though. Shouldn't you read night one on January 1st? Morning 3:49. Morning now dawned, and Scheherazade broke off from what she had been allowed to say. Then, when it was the 349th night, she continued, I have heard, O fortunate king, that the man took the bowl and the jar to the market, but no one would buy them from him. As he was standing there, someone passed him carrying a fish. But as this was bloated and stinking, it had found no buyer. The owner said to the Israelite, Will you exchange what you cannot sell for what I cannot sell? What a brilliant idea. Could we do that? Like, so you swap your decluttered items for somebody else's and rummage sale? Will you exchange what you cannot sell for what I cannot sell? Yes, he replied, and after handing over the bowl and the jar, he took the fish back to his household. What are we to do with it? They asked. We shall boil it and eat it, he told them. And it may be that Almighty God will make some provision for us. They then took the fish, slid open its belly, and in it they found a pearl. God. They told this to the Israelite, and he said, Look to see whether it has been pierced, for if so, it belongs to someone. But otherwise, it is something that Almighty God has provided for us. In fact, it turned out to be unpierced. And so the next morning, the Israelite took it to a friend of his who knew about jewelry. When the man asked where it had come from, the Israelite said it was a gift from God. It is worth 1,000 dinars, said his friend, and I will give you that. But you should go to so-and-so, who is not only wealthier than I am, but also more knowledgeable. So the man took the pearl to this expert. You see the world of experts now. Who told him that it was worth 70,000 dinars, dirhams. What? The other one was 1,000 dirhams, and this is 70,000 dirhams, and no more. The money was paid over, and the porters were summoned to carry it to his house door. A beggar then came up and said, Give me some of what Almighty God has given to you. The Israelite said, Yesterday I was like you, so take half of this. And he then divided the money. Each of them took his half, but at that point the beggar said, Keep the money, and may God's blessing accompany it. I have been sent to you as a messenger from your Lord to test you. Glory and thanks be to God, exclaimed the Israelite. And he and his household enjoyed the most luxurious of lives until they died. What a story. He got the money and he was tested and passed the test. My goodness. Do you think you would pass? You would have kept the money. Yeah. I would have kept the money so I wouldn't have passed. I'd failed. Well, that's that I'm willing to give away the stuff I cannot sell. A story is told that Abu Hassan al-ziyadi said, There was a time when I found myself in extremely straitened circumstances, so much so that the greengrocer, the baker, and other tradesmen were pressing me for payment. In my distress, I could see no way out. When I was in this state and had no idea what to do, a servant of mine came in to tell me that at the door was a pilgrim who wanted to see me. I told my man to let him in, and when the visitor entered, it turned out that he'd come from Khorasan. We exchanged greetings, after which he asked me whether I was Abu Hassan al-ziyadi. I told him that I was and asked him what he wanted. He said, I am a stranger here and I want to go on the pilgrimage to Mecca. But I have with me a quantity of money which I find too heavy to carry. Oh, God. There's a lot of money stuff in here. I guess that's what makes a good story. I want to deposit these 10,000 dirhams with you until I come back after the pilgrimage. When the pilgrim caravan returns, if you do not see me, you will know that I am dead. And the money will then be a gift from me to you, whereas if I come back, it is mine. Oh, that's difficult. The guy needs the money, and he's got this money to hold. I told him that, God willing, I will do what he asked. He then produced a bag, and after telling my servant to fetch a pair of scales, he waited, handed it over to me, and then went off on his way. I fetched the tradesman and paid off my debts. Goodness. What do you think? We had the story of the pearl and the debts, night 349. We're reading on night 100 and something. What's the night of? Oh, how many days? We're reading on day X. June? No, we're reading on day June 14th. I don't know what day it is. They don't number the days anymore. Night 349 of the Arabian Nights, translated by Malcolm Lyons from the Penguin Classics, published in 2008. Seems to be a pretty good version.